Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the program, the Unnamed Hockey Show. We've been gone for a couple of weeks now, but we are back in better than ever. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Only a few games left of the season, four to be exact. Hawks are playing in like an hour from the time that we're recording this. I'm your host, Lee Grossman. With me, as always, my co-hosts, Justin Lynch, B-Hawk Memes, as well as Mr. Clapbomb, Ovi Clapbomb. We're back for another episode. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing before we get into it? I just want a little roll call check in. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, man. It's that time of year. For better or worse, this is the time of year it's exciting to be a Blackhawks fan because we can finally start making projections about the draft, where we're going to finish, how are things going to go. So I'm nothing but smiles lately. So
It's always a good day to be on the program, and yeah, it's a great time of year, right? As the regular season's kind of winding to an end and coming up to the playoffs, like Ovi said. I do miss watching the Blackhawks that time of year, but
yeah,
hopefully that won't be too far away. But there's still a lot to look forward to in Blackhawks land, like you said, with the draft lottery. Hopefully, the last year we'll have to care about that and the draft itself. So, a lot to look forward to here.
I do want to do draft stuff today. We're gonna get into that, but before we do, I think we'd be remiss to not do a little San Jose talk. Hawks lost to the
Oh,
Sharks on Monday, 3-2 in San Jose. Look, guys, I don't know how you feel about it, but I I love those games. Like, I love that matchup. It's a rivalry. Like, that is our next biggest rivalry. I despise the sentiment on Twitter, the people on Twitter, and that are just like, why can't we just enjoy both players? Why can't we just like, why are Blackhawks fans so obsessed? Why are San Jose Sharks fans so obsessed with the Blackhawks? It's like, this
sports are
is
all about
sports.
comps.
This
Yeah.
is what it's about. And it's clearly like, because of the Celebrini Bedard debate, no matter where you stand on that, it is ushering in a new era of Blackhawks rivalry. That, like, this is what it felt like, before the 2010s, when whether it was Vancouver or LA or Detroit. It's like, this is how it starts. And so I would love for you guys to give your perspective on that. It's just like, I want to fuel the fire. Like, I try to make it worse. I try to talk shit. I don't know where you guys stand on
It's
that.
great. Like, and the thing is, like, when you're a bottom feeder rebuild team, like you don't really experience a lot of that, right? Like rivalries aren't much of a thing. I can't remember the last time it feels like we've had a true rivalry with somebody. So like I think it's awesome. I miss this. Like you said, during the playoffs, Hawks, Flyers, Hawks, Bruins, Hawks, Tampa, Vancouver, Minnesota. Well, Minnesota wasn't much of a rivalry. We always kicked their ass. But the Ducks, like whoever it was we were playing, like those are always the best times as a kid. So because you love to be a hater as much as I love to be a fan of Connor Bedard. If anything, I like to be a Macklin Celebrini hater even more than that. So I think it's great. I love it, and I'm looking forward to watching more. The Hawks and Sharks going at for years to come. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be them and the Ducks are kind of our main Western Conference rivals there, and the Habs in the East are going to be a problem too. So I think it's going to be great. Yeah.
it'd be one thing if this was in any light manufactured. If this was just like a Russian winger and a Canadian centerman, and we were just like, this is the next Sid versus Ovi. The thing is, Sid and Ovi wasn't Sid versus Ovi because it was a Russian winger and a Canadian. It was
Mm-hmm.
because there was a legitimate debate on who was going to be the more dominant player on the planet for the next coming years. That debate legitimately exists within Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini. Right now, Celebrini seems to be taking a little bit of a little bit of a jump ahead, but there is so much time and there is
Yeah.
so much to happen. This is legit. It is a naturally brewed rivalry, and it's what makes watching sports fun. That San Jose game was like probably the most locked in I've been in a hockey sense in a long time. I kind of felt like I was watching playoffs,
Yeah.
where I was really analytical towards the little stuff, and I wasn't kind of just you know breezing by, kind of just wondering how the where the points are going to fall. It was like, really, how is this game being played and what's going on here? And it was a lot of fun, man. I'm really excited for that rivalry in in the future.
Yeah, like
That
I
was
felt
the
like that game had some actual stakes on it, right? It actually had some meaning. How many Hawks games this year, especially the second half of the year, can you really say that for, right? Because there is a
Exactly.
direct comparison there. There is a direct comp. And yeah, the Bedard Celebrini, Taylor is going to be one to watch. It's definitely gotten a lot of traction. It's going to get even more traction as these teams are facing off, meaningful games in the future. So yeah.
That was the first game that I've watched all year. I mean this sincerely. That was I think the only game that I watched this year that
You're
I like
nervous?
actually felt nerves. Like
Yeah.
I actually have that feeling in my stomach of like I want to win this game so bad, and if it doesn't happen, it's gonna ruin my night. Like that's how I felt watching the Blackhawks pre 2017, and it's like I haven't had that feeling watching this team in so long, and it was incredible. And like, yeah, was I really upset after? Yes. Was I a salty bitch on my stream for 30 minutes after it ended, saying that the Blackhawks are closer to winning a Stanley Cup than the San Jose Sharks are, despite their spots in the standings? Yes. Did I have some nasty comments after? Yes. But that's the game. That's the sport. That's what I love about hockey. That's what I love about doing this. And so I can't wait for more of that. And like, lucky for us, we get to see it again. It's the last game of the season. And like, San Jose are now 3 points out, game in hand though on Nashville. We'll see how the cookie crumbles there, but that would be awesome for us to get retribution and
Oh,
beat them
If
in
you think the boys don't have that date circled, you're crazy.
I will be there too. I got tickets to that game. I really hope that's a game where the Sharks have to win it to secure a playoff spot, and we're the team that snatches those hopes from at the last moment. Although I do think they have one more game after that, but still, I hope we're the team that screws it up. Yeah.
So I know you guys both gave kind of your thoughts a little bit on your respective platforms about that game, but let's talk a little bit specifically. Like my big takeaways from that
Power
game
play.
were that from the Hawks, but from San Jose's perspective, like I was really impressed with
Yeah.
Wenberg and Eklund. Like I thought those two created a lot on their own, and that was the big difference for me. Like, and I'll let you guys share, but like for me, that was the first thing that I was like, that's the difference between, like Celebrini goes out there and he's got Smith, whatever. You can compare line mates, but like those two on line two were creating so consistently throughout the game. And so for me, that was like the big gap between Chicago and San Jose on Monday.
Well, I think that second Sharks goal, I believe it was the second Sharks goal, it may have been the third, but like that play that Celebrini made at the point, and then the behind the back pass from Graff to Smith to bury that. Like I was just thinking to myself, like how many times have we seen that happen for Bedard, where he sets up his teammates, they put an absolute clinic together and finish? It rarely, if ever, happens. So not to cope, I am coping right now, but yes, Celebrini has had the better start, but like I think if Bedard had the weapons that he's had, I think he'd be doing the same thing, if not better. But we'll see next year, if that's the case, because he's going to have that for a full season next year, and then we'll have a better idea, right? Yeah.
And Ovi, I saw you make a statement kind of about the difference in the veteran D for San
It was
Jose.
more like it was like kind of the system too, maybe, and like how the veterans complement the system.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I just felt like San Jose just felt way calmer with their like possession and kind of their decisions. There was lots of like just little plays, and like I used Desharnais, I think that's how you say it, as an example of just like a few times where it was like a very quick pass inside off the wall or high off the glass that just transitions the play into a place where it's supposed to, that kind of lets it flow organically into a chance. And like that happened a lot for San Jose, and like that's a sign of like players who are bought into a system. That's a sign of like having the right guys in the right the right places. That being said, it's kind of the opposite with Chicago, where it kind of felt at times it really felt like the puck was like it was going to end up on Bedard's tape. Like it was kind of like, I don't want to say it was being forced to Bedard, but like maybe that's the right terminology here. And certainly compared to like when I look at the power plays of both teams, like one seems like a very kind of cohesive, let the puck flow wherever it needs to. If you know, if it's open in the slot, in the bumper, like just move it there. Versus it felt like the Blackhawks was more like get the puck to Bedard and let him do some magic. And so like, yeah, it was interesting to see. It kind of explained to me like San Jose's why they're a little bit more ahead as a team, but it also showed to me that like that there's a ceiling with Bedard that's like not being tapped into yet. And if he can do this and work that magic without that like structure and help around him, just like wait until he gets that, man. It's gonna be mind blowing.
Well, I think what's scary is like from October to December, like, people forget this. Like Bedard was playing at Celebrini's level. He was doing it, with Andre Burakovsky on his wing for the first half of the year. So he was kind of already doing it early in the year. And of course, the injury happened, and we could play the what if games if that doesn't happen. If the Hawks are in the playoff race like the Sharks are right now, we'll never know, unfortunately. And Nazar is out, of course, as well. So, but yeah, I think the scary thing next year is knowing he's going to have a full season of front down. A lot of these guys are only going to get better, right? Frank Nazar's only going to get better. You have guys like Lardis only going to get better and more, and then Cancer coming in as well. So I think next year is going to tell us a lot about this discussion, this debate. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and like I just felt the differences in D was like, yes, it felt it well,
well, crazy to me. I was like Orlov walked in and like took a shot. He like passed up Celebrini and walked in and took a shot. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, that puck would be going to Bedard no matter how many guys are on him in that situation. And like it was
what I will say about like the Hawks young D breaking the puck out has been a struggle at times. And like, as you kind of mentioned, like it does sometimes feel like they're thinking about it too much and it's just like less natural and they got to get much better at that. But I think where they got beat up the most was just like San Jose was killing them off the rush. And it was like all those chances were coming from bad plays from the Blackhawks young D at the offensive blue line, whether it was a turnover or a bad pinch or a forward not getting back and covering for a defenseman. It was like it was like every 3 minutes there was a 2-on-1 for San Jose. And the Blackhawks were just not getting those same kind of opportunities off the rush. And so that's like, like my mind goes two places with it because it's like, San Jose is never going to win a Stanley Cup with like veteran plugs on D, like, while they do well in a game like that, they do make more solid decisions than the Blackhawks young D core. You're not winning with like Faro and Desharnais and Orlov.
It's temporary. It's a temporary thing. That's the
look
thing.
at those decors 5 years down the line. Exactly how they are. One is decrepit and the other is like fully in their prime, right? Like, so that's where you kind of see, and like you see the little bits of skill with Renzel where like he can skate himself out of trouble. And like, that's an incredible skill to have, but just wait till he's 26 years old and he's just instinctively puts it high off the glass and like combined with that. So like, I would agree with the sentiment you're saying that like, and I kind of alluded to it in my post that like, it seems like Chicago's defense is going to be set up in a better place in the future. And you know what they say, that defense wins championships here. So.
Well, that's a scary thing because like if you look at the Sharks D-core, I see exactly one guy here who's going to be a part of this thing for the long haul, Sam Dickinson. I don't think any of these guys, John Klingberg, Nick Leddy, Mario Ferraro, Dmitry Orlov, Desharnais, maybe like, I don't think, any of these other guys are going to be a part of that D-core for the foreseeable future. But you look at the Blackhawks, Vlasic, Crevier, Kaiser, Renzel, Dalmasho, Korchinski, all six of those guys have a chance to, assert themselves as a part of this D-core for the foreseeable future. So that's the scary thing. And Korchinsky, finally, late season here since his call-up is starting to show that potential that we thought he had in him, right? So it took some time, but, he just plays 100th game NHL. He's still 21 years old, so he's still very young. And yeah, I mean, if he can become that defenseman, you got him, you got Vlasic, you got Renzel and Artie both have long ways to go, but Kaiser and Krempy both improved so much, right? So like, there's just so much more potential there. Yes, there's a long, long way to go. Don't get me wrong, but hey, at least they're getting that experience now. I don't see that happening in San Jose. Yeah.
And I will say, like, San Jose does have that pole camp kid who's
And
like
Luka Hamadulin as well, whatever his name is. Yeah.
yeah, he's been playing in the NHL, but that pole camp kid he's like a Hobie Baker finalist this year. He's like he scored like 100 goals. Like that kid's he's torn up the NCAA, but like as a Blackhawks fan, like what San Jose fans don't realize is like, even though that kid's doing that at the NCAA level, like
it takes a long time to translate.
It's still going to be a long time before
unless
that
you're Matthew
translates.
Yeah,
it's like you are so much further behind the Blackhawks, no matter how you draw it up. Even if you want to go to a couple of the other guys in the NCAA or junior, it's like, I've seen a young defenseman tear it up before getting to the pro level. Like all these guys on the Blackhawks did,
Korchinsky 3 years ago was, and 3 years later, we're still waiting for him to kind of fully insert himself. It takes a long time. So it's like
until they're doing it at the NHL level, it's like that blue line is so far behind Chicago's.
I wonder with San Jose, man, if they end up being like taking a Vegas, Florida approach with their defense and just kind of. Yeah. And like that's where they're aggressive in the free agent and trades and like utilizing their draft cap.
I have someone in mind for him. Yeah, I have someone in mind. I think they should go after Seth Jones there to kind of bolster that blue line.
Yeah. If
probably be good.
Yeah. Oh no. Honestly, like jokes aside, it would probably that would honestly probably help them, because it is pretty bare there. I'm not great with their prospects. Like I know ours so much more and a couple other teams, but I do wonder if that's because their forward core is setting up to be a pretty strong place based off of building through the draft. I wonder if they utilize the draft capital for their defense.
Almost in the long run. Sorry.
What did you say?
Oh, sorry. No, you could go first. No, sorry.
I was just like, that has gotten my gears churning so much, like, since that game. Is like, are we really going to, like, try to, like, is the plan just to have a completely, like, our entire lineup be guys that are all the same age, drafted at the same time by the Blackhawks? It's like, and so I've been like against like the veteran D thing like all year, because like you don't need a veteran for the sake of being a veteran. But when I look at that blue line, I'm like, maybe you go trade some assets for like a really solid defenseman that's like 28 years old. Like you don't need like a veteran. You don't need like a 33-year-old bottom pair guy. But it's like, do I like if we feel confident about 5 of our spots on D right now, like, do I want to like, Korchinsky's looked pretty good these past couple games, and we can have that conversation now if you'd like, but it's like, do I want Kevin Korchinski to fill that last spot? Can I be honest with you? After watching that, no, like I go out and trade. Like that's why I've been saying it for a while now. Like I really do think this is the summer where you go and you package some of the assets for surefire things. Because it's like, look, I love a lot of these prospects. I love a lot of these young players, not just in the D-corps, but in the forward group as well. But it's like, how many of them are going to be star players? And it's like, you need that. Like, you need the superstars. And it's like, that's what I still feel like we're lacking, is like, I think all these, and like people talk about like Pridham and Merrick Van Acker and Spellacy. And it's like, I think all these guys are going to be NHLers. I'm not saying they aren't, but like, who are the stars? Who are the dogs, Ovi?
Yeah, man. It's like we're already at a spot where it's like quickly becoming like overwhelming with the amount of prospects we have. Yeah. Like it's like, and it's not really sustainable to like have a full junior team in the NHL, particularly on the defense. So I would agree that like we don't need some plug defenseman who is like used to be good.
Yeah, no
But I
TJ
think
Brody's here. Yeah.
I think the team full of young defensemen who hope to be aspiring like top 4 defensemen could benefit off of like a legitimate top 4 defenseman being in that room and showing them how to do it every single night.
Yeah.
Not telling stories about how they used to do it, but coming in and being like, that's why I was like, when Quinn Hughes was available, that was like what I was ready to ship off, like Kanserov. I was ready to ship off like some major pieces because that's just a piece it fills such a good role for us, and it's just like a piece you don't pass up. Maybe that's on the table, maybe it's not, but like I
maybe Adam Fox becomes available this summer, because it's like, who knows what his future is. And like, I know that's another right shot guy, but I'm just like, that's where my mind goes.
Or maybe it's beneficial to have Adam Fox like teaching Rinzel and Artie for 4 years. Like it's defensemen take a long fucking time, and like we got like 10 years of Rinzel and Levshinov. Like we don't want to force them into a position that they're not ready to be in. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love Adam Fox. I'd love to go get a defenseman. I initially thought that this summer might be a little bit like hesitant, but a few DMs from some people have made me think that the summer might be a little more aggressive than I initially thought. But I guess
I think everything we've heard, like the interviews that Kyle Davidson has done, like his tune has changed. Like I've been watching this dude's press conferences for a number of years now. Like his tune, he sounds like he wants to make something happen. And like I think he like wanted to get Matthew Nyes, and I just think
that's
that
my dream right now.
I think the asking price, and like who knows what changes now that Tree Living's gone, but like I think the asking price was just too high, and so I don't think it happened, and that's the reason why it didn't happen. But like, maybe I don't know. And we can play this game where you like where we like go through all these potential guys that could be on the move, but it's like, I think you got to swing for the fences. And if it means letting go of a player or two that you really like, and it's a young player that you're a really big fan of, like
it's time for fun hockey in Chicago, man. Give the fans something to like be legitimately incredibly excited about. Give Connor Bedard.
We've been waiting. We've been waiting. We've been very patient.
Hockey, like it's time to take that step. It's time to be excited. It's time to strive towards winning hockey. And like he's shown it before. He almost got Gensel. He almost got Robertson, but he wasn't willing to like kind of push past his like initial patience or get like it's say goodbye to a prospect that might potentially become a good player, because that's what you're going to have to do in order to bring somebody in. And like, I'm just okay with that. We have so many guys. It's like ridiculous. Like 11 picks and like and he's probably going to pick 3 times again this round. Like, for fuck's sake. So like,
dude, and so that's the thing is, it's like, you've got all the guys, like we did the rebuild thing. It's like now go out and like grab a couple of players that really move the needle, and then whatever you have left, like those are the guys that go and fill the spots that
we've been a bottom 3 team for 4 years. Like, enough of this. Enough of patience. Like, we have
just spend all
$40 million of cap space, and we've made 11 first-round picks the last 4 years. Like, I think now is the time to start getting aggressive, right? But to your point earlier, though, I don't think you can run 82 games with your oldest defenseman being 24 years old in Vlasic. So, I think bringing in a top 4 defenseman, there was a solid veteran, not Alec Martinez, TJ Brody, Matt Groslick, like somebody actually, can help kind of move this thing along is a necessary thing to do. And also a top 6 forward as well, a true top 6 forward. Matthew Nyes would be awesome, but J-Rob would be awesome. Really, any of those guys, and we have the assets to make it happen. And like you guys both said, like we have more prospects than we really need, right? There's not enough spots for all these guys.
I would move the moon for Matthew Nyes, man. The more time that goes on, it's like I'm almost okay with like Florida pick, Edmonton pick plus like just because like it's getting there where it's like a bit,
it might be.
Like it could really blow up, but also the idea of like this guy playing next to Connor Bedard for 10 fucking years and just having that power forward fucking net front.
That's kind of what we're missing. That's what we're missing.
Power, like he's just he's built off a different cloth of like an old school player that I think would just benefit. But it's like, I also don't think it's gonna happen if that's the price, because Kyle Davidson is just he'll stick to his guns.
I genuinely think that like the asking price for Austin Matthews could be lower than.
I agree 100%. But I would almost rather give up for Matthew Nyes than Austin Matthews.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's
maybe I'd have to like think about it. Like maybe not the same amount, but like maybe a better way of wording that would be like Matthew Nyes is kind of like my dream signing for Chicago right now, and maybe it's because there's some realism in that. But Nyes or Matthews, I wouldn't see fitting in. He immediately takes Bedard's number one center role. He's like older. He's more in like a win now mode. He's injury prone. He's kind of like.
I think you play him. I think
he's number two.
Yeah, I think you play him number two. You move Frundell to the wing. Like I think that's.
Yeah,
I think Bedard's better right now. Yeah.
How much are you paying your number two centerman? Like he's making $14 million a season.
Yeah, I mean,
he might make more than Bedard. And
this thing's $104 million next year. It's going to be like 113.5 the year following. Like we got money to spend. You know. And I was just looking at it a lot because I just put out a video talking about Bedard's next contract and like, what if Bedard does go 12, 13 for 8 years? It's like
I think it's 13. I think it's 12. 13.
That fucking frees you up a lot because it's like that's what your top dog's making. Like even if that's not a lot anymore at $104 million, that's not breaking your back. So
right. And it gives you room to give another guy that kind of money.
Yeah.
I hope Bedard has that thought process. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if he does, right? I mean, Crosby was his idol. If he really truly is his idol, like I think you got to take that pay cut, right? Yeah.
Because there is that whole win and take less to win, but there definitely is a shift of like young players. Hey, young players, take 4 or 5 year deals and maximize your earnings because look at Austin Matthews, look at who knows, like really we could get anything, but I do think it's going to be like 6 to 7 years and 12.5 13.
That'll be nice, man. I hope if you said 13 your video earlier, right?
Hey man, imagine
I said that I think he's worth like a little over 14. I think that's like his market value is probably like a little over 14 like right now. And so I thought that he would probably ask for a little less and go like 13.
Okay.
All this talk has just made me realize something that kind of plays in our benefit. What's Celebrini gonna make?
And it's like same thing. Well, it's like the exact same conversation is like that kid could ask.
Does he sign that now or does he wait another? He probably sign it now. I see another season. He's gonna probably do it this summer.
Now.
Yeah, because he might regress next year. Yeah,
his production. It's like it's been better than Bedard's. Like I mean, that kid could. He could ask
17.
He could ask for $17 million. Like
what Biz was saying, he should sign 20% of the like typical like he's one of the best players. Sign him to the max deal. Like and like that immediately benefits the rivalry towards Chicago.
I think San Jose should send him $20 million signing.
But he is the Canadian poster child, humble king, like Macklin. Yeah. So like that
would be hilarious if he took the max, right?
I would love for him to I think Macklin Celebrini should get paid, man.
Too much NBA blood. He's got too much NBA blood, man. He's going for that money, man.
Tell Mike Greer to bring out the fucking Brinks truck for Macklin.
Back it up, baby.
I think.
So before we do draft talk, do you guys do we want to say a piece on Korchinsky? Like, I know we kind of slid past that a little bit, but like
done miracles on me.
Dude, like everybody in Ovi, I saw your tweet and like a bunch of people on Blackhawks Twitter having the Korch revelation. And I know you were kind of playing into that because like I've heard you, like you have never been one of these Korchinsky haters. So like,
but it's more of just like I've always thought that like, hey, I'm not necessarily sure this guy's going to be a piece. He holds value right now. Is that value going to diminish? Let's move him because we desperately need someone for Connor Bedard. He's impressed me. And he's kind of reminded me some of the reasons why like we took him. That the offensive instincts, the first pass, but like after talking to Lee about this kind of like veteran presence and like, can you really have a defense built off of a bunch of 22-year-olds? Like, no. And like, would I rather have Quinn? I guess Quinn Hughes is a pretty like generous, like,
It's
but, like Josh Moore. I don't know. Like, there's so many guys I would rather than Kevin Korchinski. I love Korchinski. Maybe in 5 years he can be Shea Theodore or maybe less, but like, it's given me optimism that he can become a player, and that potentially there's a role here for him. But
that's what I was going to ask is like, what is what is Kevin Korchinsky? You know, like what?
Man, and I contradict myself just thinking out loud, because if Bedard is going to be the power play quarterback of the future, which looks like he could be, I like him there.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, one defenseman quarterback in the power play then? Yeah. It's between Artie,
so
Rinzel, and Kevin. Who takes
and so
it?
that's
Yeah.
the thing is like,
Yeah.
if Bedard is the power play quarterback, do you even need both Levshunov and Rinzel?
No,
Like, we can go down that rabbit hole, gentlemen.
I think there is a discussion there. Yeah. Yeah.
Do
I
you
mean,
need? Go ahead.
So I don't think you need both of Renzel or Korch. I think one of those guys is going to go. Kyle's not going to move on from Lepshinov because that would just make him look really foolish. So, but I think between Renzel and Kevin, I have a hard time seeing a world where both of them are part of this club.
I see a hard time where Rinzel gets chosen as like I see Rinzel being an NHL stud. Like, still, I think his frame and like his skill set and offensive style, combined with what his frame can be when he's like 25, is like, to me, there's no way he's not a stud when he's like 26. Korchinski, I'm like, he might be an NHL player. I don't think he's gonna be like a physical specimen, fucking playoff beat. Like, I don't know. I really like Rinzel. So like, if that's the ultimatum, shoot Korchinski.
Oh, Renzel all day. Renzel all day. Yeah.
But for me, it's like this Bedard, like, looking as good as he has on the point, like, is kind of the nail in the coffin, because like, and it makes more sense too, because like Frendel is going to play the right wall, and I guess Bedard could play the left wall as a lefty, you know. But like, it's great having Frank there as the, oh no, Bedard's a righty. What am I talking about?
Yeah, Bedard up on the right.
God, maybe, yeah. God, if you had like an elite, but like, I don't think any of these guys are going to be a truly elite power play quarterback to where you could have Bedard playing the left wall.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, go out and get Adam Fox, bro.
That's the thing. Like, that immediately changes, and even like, you could still have a guy like Adam Fox on PP1 and not be like the quarterback. He's a smart enough guy. I mean, I don't know. And it's going to be weird. Like, how long, I'd like to look at the stats of like 5 forward power plays and like how long they last before a defenseman gets thrown in there because something happens or someone's like, okay, enough of this. Like, we need.
Does
So
feel
I'm-
temporary. Like
Yeah, like, I'm curious if this is a sustainable thing or if like eventually you're just going to have to put a defenseman up there. But I
don't think you would. Like, we've been seeing this over the past couple of years. Some like really good power plays. Like, I think Vegas does it with Marner, and because Toronto was doing it with Marner.
Yeah, Marner played defense, like practice and stuff. Like, there's certain guys who can. Yeah, you're right. It's the more offensive league. Like,
if you don't have one of those like elite defensemen, and
Bedard is so fucking good at the quarterback too. He should
so
never
good at
not
it.
be there. Like, he was during the World Juniors, man. Like, he was just like, he was a menace at the top of that fucking circle.
And that's like one of his best strengths. Like, I think the most
And the
underrated
facilitator,
part of his
his vision.
game is like how good he is in tight areas. Like, it just feels like he can always get out of a pinch, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Kucherov,
you can't close him down because he just has eyes in the back of his head, whether it's just like a little pass or if he's skating out of it, and it's like, that's
good
what
with
you
stick.
run up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
He makes these little plays every game with the puck. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
It's like, damn, man.
Elite.
Like, fuck. Yeah.
This is such a low. Like, I want so badly. It's like, I do think there's a spot. I can envision it, but also like, the more I'm talking about it, and the more I'm kind of like, especially with Lee and the veteran defense thing, and kind of like, would I rather? There's a place for Kevin Korchinski, sure, but would I rather Kevin Korchinski versus X? And there's a lot of versions where X is a player I would rather, if that makes sense. Like there's a lot of different scenarios in which we could make that.
And for Korchinski, you're still going to have to wait a while, right? Like, yes, he's looked better these last few games, but how's he going to look for a full season if he's here for a full season next year?
A better situation for Korchinski. Like, let's see. It's not like I want him out of the league. I want to shoot him to the moon legitimately. Like it'd be nice for him to go to Columbus and run PP1 and stay in the East and have a 40-point season. Fuck. Like,
would you trade Sam Rinzel and Kevin Korchinski for Adam Fox?
No. I think no.
I'm just thinking about a power play with Adam Fox at the quarterback, with Bedard on the left wall, Friendell on the right wall, and it's just like, oh my God.
It would. I love Adam Fox too, man. He is so smart. When a defenseman that size is like that good all around the ice, it just shows you how kind of cerebral they actually are. That Rinzel would be the piece where I just say no. I'm really high on Rinzel. I just envision him being great on the transition and really useful player. Korchinski.
I see what you're saying. I guess I'm just thinking too much about the power play right now.
No, I mean it's an exciting prospect, man. Yeah, it's an exciting prospect.
No, but like you're not like make a trade for Adam Fox. Like I'm not far off of saying yes. Like it's mainly I'm very bullish on Rinzel, but Korchinski plus Pridham plus First plus the ghost of Kirby Doc.
Well, then it's like, what are you doing? Four right shot guys. Like, do you move? Like, I don't want to move. I don't want to move Louis Crevier. Like,
because you're right. You're fucking right. Because then it's where do you play? You think like Rinzel's not a third pair guy.
Are you gonna play Rinzel, Levchinov, Fox?
Not a third pair. There's too many right-hand shot defensemen. Is this a problem NHL teams have? Like,
no one has it but us.
What have we done here? Like, what type of fucking Pandora's box have we opened?
Dude, it's a slippery slope, man. And a lot of people are going to be in the comments of this getting upset over this comment. Why would you? Adam Fox is 28 years old. Why would you? And it's like, bro, like you can't.
Oh, he'll be good for 10 almost.
Yes, like you can't, like you're not just gonna have all these kids be the same age and go out and win a Stanley Cup,
Yeah,
like
you need
it's the Seth Jones situation. This is very different because I know people are going to bring that up.
Yeah, and there's certain players that are just like so elite to me that you just kind of don't question some of the variables. And Adam Fox to me is like an elite hockey brain who I would adore to see in Chicago. Yeah, that might be the new propaganda this summer, boys. That might be. We might set ourselves up for that.
Adam Fox to Chicago. Jeez, yeah. I just like.
We'll get him a left-hand stick and we'll work through it through the summer and they'll be all right.
Become ambidextrous.
Yeah. Well, Levchinov, like probably. Yeah. I won't say that.
All right, so let's transition here to the draft, because we're pretty strongly in that second from the bottom position. I think Calgary's.
They got 73 points.
Okay, so they just have two. They have 3 more points than us, yeah, and they have 1 more game to play. So like we're in a pretty good
wrapped
spot.
Up, but we're looking good,
yeah. And so like guys, can I be honest? I've been watching a lot of Stenberg tape, man. I've been watching a lot of Stenberg tape.
Are you still taking it before McKenna? Yeah.
Well, so I tweeted out like a week ago that like if I'm picking one, I'm picking Gavin McKenna. That's kind of been my take the whole time.
Is that what Davidson does?
Yeah. Just because McKenna, like I'm like McKenna has the higher ceiling, but just like watching the Stenberg tape, he does make so much more sense for this Blackhawks lineup, I think.
I think for the vibes, though, I'm taking McKenna for the storyline, too. The fact that he's a Blackhawks fan and Kander's his favorite player, Bedard cousin. And yes, I think Stenberg's probably the better all-around player, but I think McKenna's ceiling is just that much higher. I think of the totals he could put up on the team and Bedard's wing. I just don't know how you could pass up on that.
Dude, but the thing is, like, Stenberg is like putting up the point percentage that the Sedins were in the SHL, like this guy is doing, he did better in the SHL than Leo Carlson did, and it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, like Obi, do you stand on?
Yeah, It's one of those situations where, like, at once it's all said and done, no matter if it's one of those two guys, I'm like ecstatic. Like it's a win regardless.
Yeah, you take either. You take it.
Like, I think Gavin McKenna's ceiling just is just higher. I think like Kucherov, like elite kind of offensive mentality. I kind of
You see a lot of 88.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how to word this exactly. Gavin McKenna has been like a name that you've known about for a really long time. So like that plays into it for me for once. Like you don't like I've known about who Gavin McKenna was for like 3 years. And to me that shows like he's an elite player, and he has been. This year's been a little bit unprecedented where like his switch to the NCAA, slow start, that kind of mitigated things and made it it kind of created this argument. I firmly believe if McKenna stayed in the WHL that this is a non-conversation about who's going to go first overall, and he is a lock to go on.
It was an adjustment for him.
That would have been a rough year in the NHL.
For Medicine Hat last year was ridiculous for like a 16-year-old. What he was doing, people were saying he's going to be better than Connor Bedard based off of like what he was doing. His offensive ceiling is just so high that I think you'd be foolish to pass up on it for the safer like two-way. And I think you would. My take is, I think if you pass on Gavin McKenna, I think you're going to regret it. I think at some stage you will be like, I wish I took Gavin McKenna. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Stenberg is going to be like a bust, or it might not be incredibly useful. Like I said, I think either player is like a home run, but Gavin's special in a way that I think
either way it solves this team's problem, where it's like we add that one more elite piece to forecourt that I think it needs, right? And if you're in a world where you have Bedard, McKenna, Stenberg, Frundell, then Nazar's your fourth best forward, you still have Cancer on Vardis, more, all these guys. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what, you're in a very good situation. So I think it's a good problem to have. Hopefully we're picking the top two so we can face that problem, and we're not picking 3 or lower.
It does suck that it's like immediately it's just like defense. It's like 1, 2.
Because the drop off from 1 to 2 to 3 and beyond is
like the reason why I kind of switch is not because I think like Stenberg is necessarily the safer option. It's like, dude, he is sensational. And like the way he just like wheels through the neutral zone, like he just flies through the neutral zone and just sets guys up. Like that is like such, like, imagine you have Bedard and then you figure out who you play with Bedard, and then on the second line you have Anton Frundell centering Ivar Stenberg,
and they do have that chemistry already built in.
Yeah,
dude, that's a good point.
Like,
it's a fair point.
He is sensational, and he's such a good stick handler. Like he is a wizard. Like I think how good he is offensively is like almost getting like ignored just because of how good McKenna is.
It does feel like he's more of that Kyle Davidson mold of a player too, where he loves his speedy guys,
and can I be honest with you,
on the rush of his own entries.
I know you guys just gave your opinions, but like if the Blackhawks pick first overall, sorry, spoiler alert, they're picking Ivar Stenberg. Like they're not. My big concern, and I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on this. My biggest concern is the Hawks picking 2 or 3, and McKenna's sitting there and they don't draft him.
If they do that, we are going to the UC with pitchforks at the stake. We're burning the UC down like 2011 Vancouver. If Davidson passes on, if you take the Stenberg McKenna, fine. You can argue that. That's fine. I won't be mad about it. If you take another right shot defenseman over McKenna, you will not hear from me probably for a long time.
Yeah, man. That's like I'm a big Kyle Davidson fan.
He's done if he does that. He's done if he does that.
Ideology and like as a guy, I really kind of I respect it. I respect him. I would have nothing but the fact that like he should he doesn't deserve to be on this planet if he does that. Like that's if you have Carson Kyles over Gavin McKenna, you don't even deserve
Albert Smits.
I was just gonna say Albert Smits, like the Thule
prospect on. He seemed to think that.
Well, dude, it's because Albert Smits is literally Artem Levshinov. He's like Thule, like has all the tools, like
forward mobility, big
yeah, like strong, physical.
So 5 years from now, I might be a good defenseman in the show.
Yes, exactly.
Can't wait.
That is Albert Smith, dude.
Oh.
If that happens, man, like you're gonna see me tweeting like burn or kill Jamie Faulkner on Twitter, like that. Like I'm gonna be the fire Jamie Faulkner, Bill Wirtz. Like I'm gonna be tweeting like those guys.
Yeah, man, it's like it'd be really hard to ignore that. That's just like an egregious, like that's way too big brain. Thinking about it is giving me like the heebie-jeebies. Like,
We've seen it before.
How am I
We've
supposed
played
to
these
come on
games
here?
before. I mean, although at least Lepshov or Demidov had some logic to it, that
Boys,
would have absolutely no logic whatsoever. Yeah.
kind of like the off. Man, this is probably off the record. I don't know if you could edit this out. You know.
Yeah.
I had a fucking dream like 3-4 nights ago that we took Carson Carl's first overall, and I loaded up Twitter, and he just tweeted out a picture of a handgun. It was like sitting on his fucking thing. I was just like, it was. I was like my subconscious is like concerned.
He tweeted out a handgun. Can we? I think we should leave that in.
I can't leave it. Fuck.
Oh, fucking funny.
Anything goes on the program.
Dude, how genuinely though? Like if they go for Carson Carls. Also, I have big gripe. I can't believe that guy's name is Carls. It's got to be Carols. There's no way the pronunciation No, I think you're right. I've heard announcers say Carson Carls. I think we shouldn't draft him off the name of like plural Carl, like multiple Carls. But
Negative.
if they go for an Albert Smith or a Carson Carl,
No, man, you can't take Smith. You can literally. I just don't. It's just from the short like perspective of like the fan base will probably kill itself.
How am I supposed to get on this channel and like look into the camera? Like I've defended Kyle Davidson numerous times. How am I supposed to get on here and like do my job if they make that decision?
Unless it's like fucking the 5th and he fell or something. Like it's just you can't take Artem Levshin.
And then Gavin McKenna just like what's the syndrome from The Incredibles? Just like turns into a super villain against the Blackhawks. Like I
his
looked
favorite
up to
team
you.
passes on him.
He's
just Darth Vader for the rest of his career, becomes the best player of all time. Oh my god.
Yeah, goes to San Jose. Oh my god.
Oh no more. No more. One positive here, guys. This is unrelated, but like I don't know about you guys. Like I'm actually pretty happy with how I'm very happy with how last year's draft panned out. Thank God San Jose didn't get the first pick, and thank God Matthew Schaefer is not a San Jose Shark. I know it's an unrelated point, but just watching that guy play this year, it's like, holy shit, San Jose. Like, there's a debate, right? We're very close to San Jose. If they had Schaefer, I think it wouldn't be close at all. It wouldn't be close.
I would have quit YouTube already.
Yeah, and I think Frondell's gonna be better than Misa anyway. So yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty nice. But
Frondell is made. I feel beautiful about Frondell, man.
We cannot pick 4th, dude. Like we need to win this one. I want to win this lottery so bad. And like we've kind of gotten like since the Bedard draft, you know, we've gotten 2nd, 3rd place, you know, and it's time to win.
We're due for one more. Good luck, charm there. One more Gary Bettman and Alano. Yeah.
You think, man, the indigenous kid who grew up a Blackhawks fan, it's written in the Patty Kane, it's written in the stars, man.
He said we in interviews. He said we've got Bedard now in interviews. He's already acted like he's a part of the team.
And the thing is like there are great narratives there with Stenberg, like Stenberg and Frendell being buddies, like that, like dude,
that would be great. Yeah,
it's like you need one of them.
Chase Reed just running your second power play, like,
and I stand by it. Like, dude, I can't wait. I can't sit around and watch another young defenseman like slowly develop. Like we can't, you know.
We have enough of that, man. We have enough of that. Like,
trade the pick, but all right, boys, we're getting close here to the. Yeah, I got to be live in like 10 minutes for the stream, but We appreciate. Yeah, Hawks are starting in a few minutes.
The Hawks play? Yeah, that's right.
We appreciate you guys watching, viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to our channels. If you hit subscribe, it'll subscribe to all of us. So subscribe to our channels. Check these guys out on social media. And until next time, go Blackhawks.
So we will be gooning for Gavin.